Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, please don't be afraid to click that subscribe button. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Let's get started. The title of this video, what I want to talk about today is what are my views on members or people of the African diaspora going back to the continent to either live, work, invest, or whatever, to visit. So let's have a quick conversation. My views on repatriation and going back to the continent really haven't changed since as far as I can remember. I've always thought about it as being this event that at some point in time during our collective history was bound to happen. So I'm all for it. My only issue, what are African governments, nations doing to really and truly welcome us back to the continent? So as I'm reading and getting information about different countries, for example, Ghana is really going out of its way and rolling out the red carpet and looking to invite us back. And that's positive, right? That's beautiful. But we need to be looking at the what next. You know, what's the next step? What is it that we, as a disorganized body, what is it that we truly want and need from the continent? And that's a discussion that we need to have collectively. We need to sit down with an agenda, get organized, and decide what is it that we're able to bring to the continent and what is it that we're looking to gain from the continent. I've heard many different things as far as citizenship, land. I've heard wanting to have there were black from the diaspora having their own nation in Africa, and all of these ideas are great. But here's the question: how do we get it? That's the question. How do we force or encourage or negotiate African nations to want to give us the things that we want? And what are we looking to give back? Because it's not just to give, we also have to be able, it's not just a give and take. We also have to be able to bring something to the continent. We have to either be willing to sacrifice some of the things that we have gained or knowledge, for example, in the U.S., and be willing to share. Because many of us who grew up in the United States, we have varied skills and education that can benefit many African countries, many nations on the continent. How do we marriage those two things together? That's kind of where I am. I've been to the continent. I've lived on a continent. I'm going back to the continent. I travel there frequently, often. I love it. No place on earth like it. Absolutely love going to the continent. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Love it. But what is it that we really want? And I think we, the African diaspora, need to sit down collectively, get an agenda together, get organized, find out how many of us are serious about going back to the continent, whether it's professionally, as retirees, as business professionals, business owners, whatever. How many of us are seriously thinking about that next move or that move? And then let's come together. Let's decide. And then once we are organized, to see if we can have a seat at the table with an African government to see what incentives. I'm sorry about all this sniffling. I kind of got it's allergies or cold or the weather's changing or whatever. But so I apologize for that. But back to what I was saying. We need to sit down and have a a serious conversation, serious dialogue with African countries, nations, communities, whatever, about the issues and our agenda. So I love the idea that we're going back to Africa. I would like for us to go back more strategically with a plan. It is our homeland. It is where we were supposed to be. Many of us, not all of us, but many of us who have a burning desire to go back to Africa. It's time for us to sit down, get an agenda, get a plan together, see if we can't make it happen. It's only going to be beneficial to us, and those of us from the diaspora, and those who are on the continent, in South America, Central America, the Caribbean, wherever we're coming from, for us to come together, pool resources, make those connections on the continent, make those lifelong friendships, commitments. And me personally, the next time I go back to the continent to live, I'm looking for dual citizenship so that eventually I can get rid of my U.S. and I'll just keep an African citizenship. But I have to know that, I'm going to be able to get citizenship from an African country. So, just my thoughts. Love the idea. Support it 2,000%. Absolutely love it. Just wish that we were doing it in a more organized way. So, till the next time, take care. Talk to you soon. Peace.